As she disappeared, however, in the throng, she looked back over her shoulder with a glance half pathetic, half comic, that I understood. It said, "Pity me. I've got to be bored by this vapid, shallow creature." And I did. I sought her through all the rooms before I went. I wished to reassure her of my sympathy and support. I learned, however, from the butler that she had left early in company with the Hollow Society man. A fortnight later, I ran against a young literary friend in Regent Street, and we lunched together at the Monaco. "I met such a charming woman last night," he said, "a Mrs. Clifton Courtenay, a delightful woman." "Oh, do you know her?" I exclaimed. "Oh, we are very old friends. She's always wanted me to go and see her. I really must." "Oh, I didn't know you knew her," he answered. Somehow the fact of my knowing her seemed to lessen her importance in his eyes. But soon he recovered his enthusiasm for her. "A wonderfully clever woman," he continued. "I'm afraid I disappointed her a little, though." He said this, however, with a laugh that contradicted his words. She would not believe I was the Mr. Smith. She imagined from my book that I was quite an old man. I could see nothing in my friend's book myself to suggest that the author was, of necessity, anything over 18. The mistake appeared to me to display one of a human, but it had evidently pleased him greatly. "I feel quite sorry for her," he went on, "chained to that bloodless artificial society in which she lives. You can't tell," she said to me, "how I long to meet someone to whom I could show my real self, who would understand me. I'm going to see her on Wednesday." I went with him. My conversation with her was not as confidential as I had anticipated, owing to there being some 80 other people present in a room intended for the accommodation of 8. But after surging around for an hour in hot and aimless misery, as very young men at such gatherings do, knowing as a rule only the man who has brought them, and being unable to find him, I contrived to get a few words with her. She greeted me with a smile, in the light of which I at once forgot my past discomfort, and let her fingers rest with delicious pressure for a moment upon mine. "How good of you to keep your promise," she said. "These people have been tiring me so. Sit here and tell me all you have been doing." She listened for about 10 seconds and then interrupted me with, "And that clever friend of yours that you came with? I met him at Dear Lady Linen's last week. Has he written anything?" I explained to her that he had. "Tell me about it," she said. I get so little time for reading, and then I only care to read books that help me, and she gave me a grateful look, more eloquent than words. I described the work to her, and wishing to do my friend justice, I even recited a few of the passages upon which, as I knew, he especially prided himself.